So my inspiration for the hanging of the work comes from that kind of like history and just taking care of ensuring that there is enough of the diversity of voices in the art is shown in a way that makes sense in the space. I don't want to talk about any particular works because we have the artists here, and I would like to focus on their work today because we can really unpick what they've selected for the exhibition. And very quickly, I'd like each artist to introduce themselves, and then one of you at a time, I'll talk more about your work. So Richard, would you like to start first?
Just to say hello.
Say hello. I'm a little bit
Yes, I'm Richard. I started life as a theatre designer, and then an educator, and now an older person with a studio in Norfolk. My motivation for making work is difficult to articulate in as much as it's always been there. It started with Meccano back in the 50s. That was what I made. I drew on anything I could. So art was something that just was. It just seemed to me something that was absolutely natural and part of my existence, my life. I then went to art school, studied theatre design, became a practitioner. I started theatre design in very much the decor tradition of British theatre, which was very much the French windows at the back, two doors at the side, a sofa in the centre of the stage with a table behind it. Scenery being the surrounding, the background, the decoration. I then studied theatre design and was lucky enough to be taught by a European scenographer who gave me a completely different idea about what theatre was, what theatre design was, what my creativity centre was. I then went into practice and discovered that the decor notion of theatre was still alive and kicking in professional theatre, and became very disillusioned in the practice that I was being asked to do. Although it was very successful, it was mindless, and I needed to look for something else. So education became the vehicle for me to reach a sort of broader understanding of how I could contribute creatively to a broader platform. I retired from education, came back to Norfolk, and opened and created a studio. It took me 5 or 6 years to design my studio, and now I make work. We'll probably come back to this point later in my respect in terms of my practice. I have a very ambivalent relationship with showing work. It's not. Well, I sort of blow hot and cold on it. At the moment, I'm very cold. In the sense that I'm not sure how showing work plays a part in my practice, and it's a sort of ongoing issue that I have that I probably won't resolve. But I do have work here, and we'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.